So what's happening here is my level 8 students are going to give each are going to give a lesson about how important it is to listen. So coming up to the big stage here. First is Ms. Naz from India. Yay! Yes, you are. Yeah, give her a hand, everybody. There she is. I'll just do this. How's that? That works. All right.
Good morning, class. I'm Naz. I'm from India. I think listening is important. As a student, as a teacher, as a parent, like in whichever field you are, it enhances your ability to communicate better, and also it enhances your ability to better understand other people's feeling, their point of view. I have an example of my nephew. He's sick and we are like ordering medicine, homeopathic medicine from India. So we have the only way to talk with the doctor, like communication, is over the phone. So whatever the instruction he gave us, like on the phone. So my sister-in-law, she had a word with the doctor, and doctor told him to take some medicine only for 30 days. After 30 days, she has to discard that medicine and make a new medicine, and she has to give that medicine to his child. My sister-in-law, she didn't hear that conversation properly, what doctor said, and he's continuously giving that medicine after 30 days. And even I heard that communication with doctor too. He told me I listened properly that she has to discard the medicine after 30 days. So I told her, like I saw after 30 days, I saw her like she's still giving that medicine to my nephew. I told her not to give. She said, no, doctor told us to finish this bottle and then. I said, no, call right now to the doctor. So she made a call and doctor said like after 30 days you have to discard that bottle. So if you listen properly, sometimes like it affects your health too. So it's a good like trait to better listening. So that's all.
Great. All right, give your hand, everybody. Yay! All right. Yeah. What's up?
No video.
Wait. Are you volunteering to go next?
Yeah.
All right.
Video.
No video. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I've got a better way to do this. Hold on. Easier way. Awesome. Yeah. While he's coming up here, you can come on up here. I'll just make a little comment about what you said there. Hey, that was really a great example. Yeah. Listen to your doctor's instructions. It's really important. I like your use of the word discard. Yeah. Throw it away.
They said, and she was like still giving. I told her not to give it. She said, no, doctor. I told her like I was there and listening. I said, give a call to the doctor right now. So she just called the doctor.
Another way, yeah, for I was vindicated. Yeah, vindicated means I was proven right and you were wrong. That's what that means. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Gill. All right.
Good morning, class. I would like to say that listening is the power, because it's a very good quotation for that, because listener become a good speaker. If you listen very carefully and very right way, so you can speak in a very good way. You become a very good speaker. So it's also, sometimes if we don't listen properly, we always have a gap, like communication gap, because we can't heard properly and we can't reply. So in my point of view, listening is a main thing for anything. Whatever you want to do in your life, you have to listen first, then you follow. So simple. I don't have any other story simple say that listening is the main thing. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Give me a hand, everybody. Yay! I think one of your phrases you use.
Tari?
I'm trying to remember. There was a really good idiom you use in your story there. Oh no, that's here. I'll have to go something. It's. I wish I wrote it down. Anyway, okay, thanks. Do you want to do this? You just rip the band-aid off and get it over with? We're all friends here, all right?
Go
You
on.
gonna do it? No? She's saying, God, please don't.
He can read the paper.
All right. Okay. Now, then you can go next, okay? I believe in you. All right, so, yeah. Can I take the camera? Can I show you on camera? Is it okay?
But I am going to read, so
That's okay, yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'd be better if you didn't, but that's quite all right. You're welcome to read if you want to. Would you like the cover? Okay. Aha.
So, my name is Ravi and I am from India. I want to say why listening is important. So, listening is something that many people lack. Most people are better at talking than listening. They are busy sharing their experiences that they do not realize that another people has something that they would like to share as well. So listening helps resolve and present misunderstandings. As you ask how. Well, let's see. When most conversation occurs, we talk about how our day was or about something that happened at work or college. During this time, others want an opportunity to share their thoughts or make some comments. They aren't very interested in what you have to say. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. We are accustomed to do that. Daily life and practice have made it a habit. But this can be solved. Talking from a personal standpoint, I have sometimes been a bad listener as well. I came back home from college and wanted to rest for around 5 minutes, take a break, but my wife had some work for me. At least I thought so. She came from the bedroom and I assumed that she was going to assign me some chores. So I simply cut her off and told that, no, not right now. I need to rest, without hearing what she had to say to me. This caused a short argument and taught me to not speak if you do not know what is to be spoken. So she just wanted to ask me how my day was and just ask how I was doing and what I wanted to eat. Yes, I was used to getting sure to do from her, but that one time I didn't hear out it wasn't a sure she was giving me. I could have heard her and it would have been all okay. Learning from this, I made sure not to assume what the other person is going to say, but rather hear the reality as to what is being said. This has been very useful bonus point. When strictly listening, you get more knowledge and hidden advice that you could have missed. Thank you. That's it.
Give a hand, everybody. Yay! I like your anecdote. You finally got around to, man, I don't know that feeling out there, husband, and I said, wife's gonna talk to me. Stop. No.
Are you married?
Yeah, I've got a wife, and I know that feeling. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm the jerk now. She was gonna be nice to me, and I was assuming that she was gonna ask me to do some chores. Like, oh, right now I'm tired. You know, oh my God, I hate that feeling too. That's very relatable. That's a good example. I like that. And actually, your choice of words within the story, yeah, was more or less the way I would have phrased it. Grammar was really strong. Most of the verb tenses were past tense. Pronunciation was good. So, yeah, the whole delivery of it, you know, it's different when you read it, right? But when you say it, thanks for having something prepared. Yeah, that's good. I like this idiom. This is one of your phrasal verbs we can learn. I cut her off. We use this in, interrupting her.
Stop her
Yeah,
before
right.
she says something.
It's like, allow it, wait. I'm tired, don't ask me to do anything. Yeah. So to cut someone off is to, as they're starting to talk, you know, jump in and interrupt that person. It implies something rude. Yeah. Is that, if you take a moment,
That's good.
You're good?
I'm
Okay.
feeling a little bit cold, that's why I'm saying like.
Oh, okay. I was a little concerned that maybe you were, yeah, okay. Anyway, you use this in and when you're driving too. In traffic, I'm driving here, and someone comes, you know, right in front of you, they're cutting you off. Yeah, same idiom. I like it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to try it now?
Can I do a little bit?
Yeah.
Sunlight.
Of course. Yeah, do what you need to do. No worries. Want me to cover the camera up?
No problem.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right, so we're going to accomplish, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Nah, you're going to do great. You're going to do great.
It's international.
Hello everyone, good morning.
All right.
Today I talk to you about the benefits to be better listeners. I learned that to teach us something, to someone, you really need to hear correctly what the person wants to say. Because sometimes one word can change the context
Yes.
of what you are trying to say. Sometimes it does not change the grammar, but it can change what did you really mean.
Yes.
So I learned that teacher, you must first know how to listen. I remember when I was a Portuguese teacher in Brazil, and once invited an author of an important book to lecture to my students. And this author had a very funny way of talking with the students, and the students loved the lecture. It's very good. And I give it as homework to them to write and say about what was their impression of authors with it and what they learning from it. So there was a student who wrote in the essay about his lecture perspective. He said this perspective had been positive towards the author, towards the author, and how this perspective made him get some concentration and understand of speech about that. So that word perspective sounded word to me. But it didn't seem wrong, or Weevil's grammar in essay. The reading could make some sense to those who read it.
Okay.
So then something I feel I was bothering me, and I decided to talk to him and asking him to read it, the essay loud. And I asked him, try to explain me about what he was trying to say in essay. So it was this way that really understood what he to say. He means expectation, but not perspective.
I see.
Because two words in Portuguese, especially, is very similar.
I see.
Expectativa and perspectiva. So it's happy because the sounds very similar, but the meanings are different. Like English sometimes. My friend is English guy, and he told me about any adventures in Brazil about the confusion, the communication, the sounds, the words very long in Portuguese, and my students want to say perspective, but to want say expectative, but he say perspective. Yeah. So since then I have learning to be very careful when listening to my students and make sure do they means. Yes. I try all the time when I conversation for someone listen more and speak less.
Okay, I see. Cool. Yeah, all right, your hand, everybody. Yay! All right. Whew, thank you for having something prepared. So thorough and kind of a complex story. Gives you a challenge to help us understand what you're trying to say. No, that's good because it gave a challenge to you to. So let me see if I'll communicate back to you what I basically heard. You were a teacher and your students watched someone give a speech, and it was a rather humorous speech the way he did it, and then you gave an assignment to the students, write an essay, right? About your your first impression of this writer, right? Okay, so and then in the course of writing the essay, one of your students, right? One of your students used the word perspective in Portuguese, right? But they meant to use the word expectation.
Yeah.
Which they sound very, very similar. So it's kind of like a copy and copy thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So maybe it was a word that the student heard, that's what it was. So the student needed to listen more carefully to what the public speaker said, huh? Okay.
This my friend told me one time, guy into McDonald's, I don't know, and I want kidnap, please. What?
I don't think they kidnap.
What you say?
You want to kidnap?
I want a napkin.
Oh, you want a napkin? Very different.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, well, okay. is of course a little tricky with pronunciation and here and there. I like that you had your notes ahead of time, but every once in a while you were also very conversational. No, you weren't only reading. You were also just using them as a source to remember the story better. And it was, you kind of tried to explain it to me in a much more conversational way too. And then that's good. Using your notes just that way. But yeah, probably the main obstacle. I still understood your story, right? But there were a few words like, like for example, well, I liked in the beginning, you said one word can change the context, of what someone meant. So yeah, that was a good context. Y'all know what she means by that, right? The situation in which something happens, right? Yeah. So if something's okay if it's in the right context, right? That's how you meant it. How do you say this? It's a very Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I heard a lot of Portuguese speakers oftentimes get since and science backwards. I know because it's got that I in there. So this is science and since then, Okay, cool. But anyway, there's that, and plus you wrote an essay. I can't remember how you pronounced it, but anyway, I guess that was the main thing, just pronunciation. But your good choice of words, and more or less I understood what you're saying. Apparently in Brazil too, there's a lot of gestures that are very important too, right? If I visited Brazil, it'd be pretty confusing if I don't know. Okay, you want to go next to Ms. Deltas? Of course you do. Okay, all right. Let's give her a hand, everybody. Yay! Woo! You want me to cover the camera, Ms. Deltas? I can cover the camera? Whatever? Okay. No big deal. All right.
Here?
Sure, that's fine. Or wherever you are. It doesn't matter.
Good morning, class. My name is Becky. Being a good listener is important. It's important because if you are a good listener, you can avoid my understood. You can avoid mistakes. Being a good listener is very, very important because many words has the same pronunciation and they the meaning is different. Okay? I have two examples
Okay.
about that. The first one is when I was at the university, the teacher read the instruction for the test. The teacher said, underline the wrong sentences. Okay, good. I'm sorry because I start my test, but I don't put attention at the teacher said. When I underline the right sentence, when I receive my score, I have zero.
Yeah, the opposite. Oh my God.
The other anecdote is my friend told me, I have a party this weekend, but I have a dress code. Yes, the dress code is the blue jeans with a white t-shirt. Okay? When I yes, I go to the party, but I wear black jeans and white t-shirt, and she said blue jeans. have the comfortable the truth with the affirmation.
Yeah. Okay. Clarification. Okay, thank you. Good job, Ms. Bowles. Thank you so much. All right. Super duper. I like both your anecdotes. So, I mean, is it wrong answers, right answers? Is it just a similar word in Spanish? Was it the teacher's fault? I mean, she said underline the right answer, the right senses, and you heard underline the wrong ones, right?
No, affirmative or negative.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, the
I think
She didn't pay attention to the teacher's side.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the teacher said it
Make
right.
a mistake.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's bad. Is the wrong is bad. Or the right is correct.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
But I was thinking in another in there. I don't know.
I was distracted. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. Yeah. Good. Okay. That's what I figured. I like your other story about you having there's a party with a dress code. Now that is a great expression. That's one of those hot dog, blue jeans, ice cream, dress code. Yeah. Good expression. Blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
What teacher?
Yeah. So you had black jeans instead. Your jeans were black.
Black.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah.
But everybody looking at me is a bad.
She stand up.
Was
Stand
that?
up.
That's
Stand
right. Yeah, that's right. I stood out.
Stood up.
Maybe like the obvious different one, right? Or another expression I use to communicate that feeling I've got. I stuck out like a sore thumb. This is kind of an idiom we use. A sore thumb. So anyway, everybody say, I stuck out like a sore thumb.
I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, just stick out. The same idea as standing out, meaning like, oh, there we go. Yeah, the idea of being obvious. Now imagine if your thumb is ow, okay. Okay, hi everybody, how you doing? Oh, this? Don't worry about this. It looks weird when my thumbs are like this, and you notice it immediately, right? So the other fingers are down and they're normal, but I'm the one weirdo, right? And that's how you felt. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyway, one thing I know. First of all, two great anecdotes. I liked how your introduction says went. You know what I noticed? Irregular verbs, like you were trying to say things in past tense. You said read instead of read. I don't put attention. Well, usually I pay attention, by the way. So. Yeah, that's okay. No big deal. Well, let's see. At one point, so I go to the party. Well, you went to the party, right? I wear black jeans. Well, you wore black jeans. So I noticed irregular verbs like begin, began, begun, chose, to, chose. That's a tough one for everybody, right? Yeah, I might do a lesson about irregular verbs, right? And also, not a big deal. I mean, I effortlessly understood your story, and I pictured in my mind what you're saying. I liked it, yeah. One thing I also noticed, you said like, you must say the other people. Yeah. The other people, whatever. Yeah, you must say the other people, hey, what did you mean by that, or something, right? Yeah. Why not say, I mean, actually I would say tell instead. Why? Well, it's because, well, here, again, so you is the subject, right? And tell, now if you got another person over here, then right after the word, then you use tell. But you say, I love you, or whatever the thing is. So if whatever comes after this is not a person, but the statement, then you say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, right, yeah. And yeah, that's a really common one. Yeah, you got to say, hey, everybody wear blue jeans. But if you have a person, then you got to use the word tell. Not a big deal. Okay. All right, you guys. Coming up to the big is Miss Laura. Give her a big hand, everybody. Give her some confidence. You want me to cover the camera, Laura? You want to? Okay, over here. All right, sounds good.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey.
Your side. Listen is very important for daily life or work. Today I will share my anecdote. Yeah. Maybe 8 years ago, I was an engineer. At that time, I worked. My job is purchasing. Yeah. One day I received a request from a customer to buy 100 diesel engines. Yeah, because I have worked in a locomotive factory for many years before, I was very familiar with diesel engines. I thought to myself, I was so lucky because I had worked in a factory doing this kind of job. I have a lot of advantages over other people's. So I was excited to start doing research, making plans and quotations. Finally, I made a very beautiful quotation report with pictures and text. Then I discussed it with my customer. When my customer heard that my quotation was 10 millions, he was stunned.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He said, my budget is only 1 million. Why your quotation is so high? I asked him, don't you want a diesel engine? Is it used for freight?
Great.
Freight? Yeah. That's why. It's the best quality and the best price among freight locomotives. Because I have worked in the locomotive factory and I know it. The client shook his head like a rattle when he heard that. He said, I just want to buy a diesel engine on flat track.
Oh, on a freight train, not for.
Not, not locomotive.
Jeez.
As soon as I heard that, I understood. It turns out that I was habitually thinking of the field I was familiar with. I didn't listen to the needs of customers.
Wow.
And I didn't communicate with the customer very carefully. Later, I studied the parameters, requirements, and any details according his needs. And then I made a report and a quotation for him again. Then the client was very satisfied.
Wow.
Yeah. Later, because the client knew I am an engineer and work in a locomotive factory, they entrusted me to purchase a lot of large-scale equipment.
Oh, how'd that work out? That's nice.
We cooperate very happily.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, we gotta say, first of all, this is good. First of all, the subject matter is something not all of us are very familiar with. Engines, locomotive, and freight. A lot of great broad vocabulary in there. And it gives you a challenge because none of us really know about any of that, and then you have to communicate with English. I like how animated you were also too. I like your nice choice of describing how he reacted. His head shook like a rattle. Very vivid description. It's like that on Monday, his face turned red like a tomato. That kind of reminded me of that. Anyway, first of all, really strong grammar. habitually thought about freight and stuff, right? So, anyway, if y'all didn't know about some of the things she's referring to, she is is an expert in diesel engines. That's how I pronounce it. Diesel, how do you say it?
Diesel engine.
Yeah, I mean, you have maybe a little z sound there, but that's fine. Not as close. Yeah, diesel with an S, sound. Yeah, I'm an expert in diesel engine. Yeah, let's all say it good. I'm an expert in diesel engines. Many kinds of diesel engines. You were thinking the man wanted one for a locomotive,
Yeah.
train,
Yeah.
which is huge.
Yeah, very huge.
I guess.
Maybe 4 meters long or 2 meters high.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is the other word she was saying. It's the word freight. Freight. Yeah, freight. You know, the long A sound. Now it's a weird spelling, but it's these giant boxes that bring over. Am I right? That's what you're referring to? Not necessarily. Transporting.
Maybe like goods.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Goods and products. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So let me see. Maybe the word you were saying was this one, right? You used the word freight. Right? Yeah. Okay. It's pretty general, right? My first thought was those giant metal boxes, or that's on those brings on the ships and stuff. Goods transported in bulk by truck or train, ship or aircraft. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Everybody say freight. Freight. Yeah, it's a weird spelling, but it's a long A sound. Just freight. So, yeah, here and there, pronunciation a little bit, but you've got a pretty broad vocabulary. A good choice of adverbs and stuff. And I think your vivid storytelling and your animated way of speaking kept us all engaged and stuff like that. Watch a little later on. See, what else did you say things? What did I write down? I didn't write down anything. No, that was something. Okay. Anyhow, so he misunderstood. He wanted a much smaller engine. His head shook like a rattle. So he was just wanting an engine for a different sort of vehicle, right? Yeah, not a train. That would be insane. Okay, gotcha. Well, within one, just a truck. Okay, that's very different. Yeah, okay.
It's small.
Yeah, that's really, I get to meet people that are experts in their field, in their own native language. But even though I don't know anything about that stuff, I know students that are doctors and engineers and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. Anywho, good story. And your English is just getting smoother and smoother. You got a broad vocabulary. That was a strong one. So later on, y'all, I'm going to send that video to yourself. You can watch yourself later on. It's always painful to listen to yourself. But it's very illuminating. You know, no embarrassment or shame. You know, in listening to yourself. Tell you what, I'm gonna maybe wrap up the rest of this. Maybe talk about phrasal verbs like we did yesterday a little bit. Did you get this worksheet? Yeah. Let's take a look at that again. So there's a few of these that we were talking about: blown away, to blow someone off, break down, breakthrough. Yeah, there's maybe where we left it off there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, actually, let me. Yeah, let's maybe go up to the top here. Oh yeah, to bring up something. I think y'all are familiar with this one, all right? Yeah, bring up the newspaper from the basement. No.
We did that, so.
Yeah, we did this one. Yeah, let's do this.
Even we
Bring
did
up
break down
is
as
to
well.
mention. Yeah.
Even we did break down as well.
Yeah, bringing everybody down. This one here means making everybody sad. Yeah, so this one down here, to cause yikes, we've been having a nice time until your story brought everybody down. Yeah, so everybody say yikes. Yikes. Yikes is a word I say when it's like, it's awkward, and it's like an exclamation when I'm around, just like, oh my god, OMG, WTF, yikes. Yeah, everybody say, we were having a nice time.
We were having a nice time.
Until your story brought everybody down.
Until your story brought everybody down.
Yeah. Down is
We went down.
You're bringing everybody down means like making everybody upset and sad Why did you mention your divorce? Oh my God. All right, well, save that story for later. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. It's a word I use in an awkward situation. All right, so to carry something out, that's another idiom. Literally carry this box out, all right? Or to accomplish or fulfill something. So let's say together. I'm looking for a real team player.
I'm looking for a real team player.
Can you help us carry out
Can you help us carry out
what we're trying to accomplish? Carry out. So weird, but sometimes I use this word carry out just means like to do or to accomplish something. Here, I think I'll stop the video here. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just stop the video. People on the internet don't need